York, a global city notable for its influence on business, fashion, culture, and entertainment. What comes to mind when you think about New York? Wall Street? Or perhaps Broadway? With the production of Miss Saigon and the rise to stardom of Lea Salonga, we Filipinos began to make our mark in American theater as actors. But one Pinoy has made his mark as a critic, Randy Jenner.
In New York, they call him Randy Jenner, pronouncing G as in George, but that doesn't make Randy any less Pinoy. As senior editor of American Theater magazine, Randy is highly respected in New York's theater circles. A few months ago, he made the news by winning the Nathan Award for Theater Criticism, the first Filipino and the first Asian to be conferred the honor. The award is given for the best piece of drama criticism during the theatrical year, and the winner is chosen by the heads of the English departments of Cornell, Princeton, and Yale universities. Along with the trophy, the winner gets a prize of $10,000.
It's considered the highest prize for dramatic criticism in the field. It's really a literary prize. It's a prize for writing, and it's a prize for the best piece of writing, best piece of critical writing for the theatrical year. During that year, they read everything. They read books on the theater, they read magazine articles on the theater, they read newspaper articles on the theater, they read online stuff in the theater. The person who is the chair of the committee, the Cornell University chair, Ellis Hansen, said that we read everything, and on the basis of the decision of the head of the English department of Cornell and the head of the English department of Yale and Princeton, plus the theater experts from the departments in those fields, they decide who wrote the best.
Randy Jenner's articles and reviews have also appeared in such prestigious publications as the Village Voice, the New York Times, and the International Herald Tribune. He is also a founding critic of the New York Theater Wire, an online magazine.
I don't primarily just focus on Broadway. I won the prize for, one, my international writing, two, for writings about the national theater scene. For example, the musical Most Wanted by Jessica Hagedorn and Mark Bennett that was produced at the La Jolla Playhouse in California. I went to the Provincetown in Massachusetts for the Tennessee Williams Provincetown Festival. So that one is works in the classic framework.
This talented Pinoy is not just a critic. He is also a playwright, having written Love Seats for Virginia Woolf and What Remains of a Rembrandt Torn into 4 Pieces, among other plays.
The play Love Seats Virginia Woolf was co-produced by the Item Design Laboratory and the National Asian American Theater Company. The What Remains of a Rembrandt Torn into 4 Pieces was produced at Dixon Place. I had the play that was produced, Wait for Me at the Bottom of the Pool at the Here Art Center. I directed several plays at La Mama Experimental Theater Company. The last installation piece that I did was called In the Garden of One World, which is a collaboration with a scenic designer.
But what's truly remarkable about Randy Jenner is how he has gone out of his way to help out fellow Pinoys in the New York theater world. More on Randy when we come back. Randy Jenner takes special pride in the fact that other Filipinos like him are making a dent in the New York theater scene, like novelist and playwright Jessica Hagedorn, author of the classic novel The Dog Eaters.
I have a book that I've been preparing based on the international work that I've been doing, and it's a book about cultural exchanges and the function of art in cultural diplomacy, and the book is called In the Theater of One World. I have been working on this exhibit called Positively No Filipinos Allowed. It's had 2 exhibits of it, one at Long Wharf Theater and one at the Culture Project. And since I've been doing it, there have been many people, many Filipinos, and many children of the Manongs who have come up to me and saying, we heard about your exhibit, or we saw your exhibit and it's wonderful. There's these more photos from our basement. Can you do something with them? So, and then meanwhile, the Filipino National Historical Society that the Cordovas have begun, they're trying to digitize all those photos and find a way to archive those photos. Those photos often don't have any negatives. They're sitting in the basement of a church somewhere. They need to be digitized if they're going to be preserved, if they're not going to crumble, so that people in the future will be able to see them. And I think that my job as an artist is to transform all these photos into a kind of conceptual piece.
He also arranged to have several Filipino theater artists, from actors to designers, to be interviewed by us for the Filipinas magazine show, including Paulo Montalban.
I now need to return on being a playwright, which is the cost of, I set it aside. I put it on the side to pursue this, to do in order to do something excellent well, you have to kind of focus on it a little bit. You can't just be kalat. Hindi ka pwedeng maging kalat, no? Kailangan pagpupursigi ka. Ngayon, itong premyo na to, sabi, magaling ka rito. Okay, magpapatuloy ako dyan. Pero ibig yan sabihin din, I can do other things now. I'm not limited to this alone. Because if I limit myself to this, I am consigned to the back pages of magazines and newspaper, and probably to oblivion.
In the 2007 Filipinas Magazine Achievement Awards, Randy Jenner was conferred the honors for arts and culture.